Hi friends, my name is Borrodante and welcome back to the Outlandish Curiosity. So today we'll continue working on the pages, but first we'll start this episode with creating the logo for the whole series of the books. That is Gilbert Rufflestump's Outlandish Curiosity. So let's make a logo of that. So the style will be like very adventurous fantasy fable kind of thing, with the twirly swirly things all over the letters. So these are the basic guidelines for the height. Really shouldn't mess with the height of each letter this much, even though I want it to be like really custom. Since we're painting it from scratch, it would be stupid not to use this to make it very interesting. I actually have a couple of ideas, but we'll get to it later. Right now let's make letters a bit more profound, defined, not lame. In black color and with this rough technique, it really reminds me of Tim Burton's stuff. But we should add some more goofiness and go a bit lighter than that, because this is a bit too Addams Family-like. Okay, so I've just found out that the recording from the screen stopped again, and that's why you've been looking at a half-finished logo all this time. Well, thanks science, I decided to check on the recording, so let's keep going for now. I don't know how much of the footage we'll be able to see, but I want to finish this logo this year. Actually, it hasn't been that long. Yeah, I definitely like this kind of E letter more than this one. I think we need yet another guideline here. Whoa. Yeah, we definitely need it. I kinda like the idea of combining together two styles, like a sharp times New Roman-ish style with, I mean, like this kind of stuff on the ends of the letters that makes it look very classical and sharp. And combining that with all the swirly things kind of makes it look, I don't know, straight and interesting at the same time. I think we're gonna need to make the swirly things a lot more, not so perfect, but more of a goofy, robust kind of forms. But for now, let's make this kind of version of it. I'm really anxious on adding this swirl in here. Like, wouldn't it look like it's a G and not a C? But I think not, because G has like a very sharp vertical thing here, and this way it's only C, I suppose. So it's cool. We're cool. Okay guys, so I'm back after about 1,000 attempts to make the recording work, and I think I finally did that, which I cannot believe that it actually happened. But yeah, it's like almost 3 AM right now, but let's finish this logo. For fuck's sakes. So, where were we? Yeah, I showed this stage to Kevin while I was fixing stuff. And he liked the idea of this thing looking like a diamond, the apostrophe looking like a diamond. And I had to admit to him that I had no idea about any diamonds. That was just a chunky little spot there. So yeah, we're going with the diamond. Maybe we'll add actually, like the whole thing will have a bit of a like copper material to it. Well, sort of, you know, like a warm colored metal. Usually they go with this kind of stuff for adventurous things. And we'll add some precious stones. I think eye letters also could use that stuff, so it would look pretty good. And it's spread around the image pretty nicely, like 3 here, 1 here. Well, not perfect, but maybe we'll think of something here. I don't know, so for now let's keep detailing the letters. Also, Kevin said that the U letters look weird with this thing, and A as well, so we decided to go with something a bit different. Maybe connecting some letters together or stuff like that. Well, yeah, I was going to play with this kind of stuff anyway, so let's do that. Moving on. Let's try this kind of stuff. So I remember that the O letter is supposed to be slightly bigger than all the other letters, because round shapes seem smaller. So you have to make it a bit bigger to even it out visually with all the other ones. That's the kind of stuff I remember instead of names of people I'm supposed to know. Now, I wonder how many of you have been screaming at the screen all this time, because these two letters should be the other way around. Let's fix that. Is it right now, or am I messing up something again? I think it's correct now. I should do like a challenge, creating a painting like a portrait or something after not sleeping for 24 hours. That would be fun. And I tried it sometime in my life, I'm pretty sure. I just never recorded it and never saved the file, Do you know this feeling when you're drawing something very accurately for a long time, and then you realize that you've been sitting for like 20 minutes with this face? What's up with that? Why am I moving my face like that? It doesn't help the process. So anyway, I'm pushing the curls and the lines of the letters here and there, making smaller spaces between the letters. That's something Kevin commented on. Also, I feel like these letters, the small ones in the second row, they're just too tall. And the tails, the top tails, are normal, but this area is too tall. So I guess we can try to squish it somehow. Okay, I'm going to bed. I had such a good hair day. It's gonna be total shit tomorrow. It never goes good 2 days in a row. Okay guys, welcome back. This is my today's hair. Let's just deal with it and move on with our lives. So I haven't showed this stage to Kevin so far, so let's just keep going. Let's call this one of the stages that has its own pros and cons. And let's clone the layer and do another version. So this is more or less straight version. Letters are all kind of equal and everything. Well, not really, I know it's a very draft sketch and everything, but the style we were going for is that. So I hope that would be clear in a sketch stage. Right now I want to try make letters thicker and more of a like stony kind of shapes a bit, but keeping all the serifs and everything so it would look like a font, but that has some twist to it. So let's do that. Oh, just real quick, when I looked at this version today, I realized that the C letter that's connected to the U letter in both areas here makes it very confusing. We should kind of segregate things. So this would be a way to go, I think. Otherwise it's not gonna work in any way. Okay, so let's stonify, fancify this version. What about this version? Like we're making the chunky letters for the Outlandish Curiosity, but Gilbert Rufflestumps stays this way. I think it's kind of a cool idea. So let's make another version, like when I'm looking from the distance, I kind of feel like it would be cool to make the line uneven, like some letters would be bigger, even the ones that are not the capital letters, to make it more interesting. trying to find some special kind of curls for the capital letters of the Outlandish Curiosity specifically. I think they deserve some extra curls, but I'm not sure how to play them. Lame. Okay, so here we are. I compressed all the letters together to make them look a bit more like a solid composition, and added this underline. I'm not sure about it, it's still in the separate layer. Actually, it looks pretty cool without it, but it helped me a lot to put letters in one line, but not exactly, like to still follow the idea of unevenness. Okay, so now let's actually try and make it a thing. Let's render it, because black silhouette is not the final render. Duh. I'm gonna use what we have here as a mask and just work inside of the silhouette. Let's go without underlines for now. I think this is probably the way we're gonna go. So the idea is the following. Metal is reflecting different types of light from the top and basically from everywhere except for the bottom, where there's ground, and front, where there's us. We're not shining, so the edge, the middle edge, this one, is kind of facing us. That's where we have this high contrast dark line on the metal. So this is the strategy I'm going for. So I don't know what Kevin will say about this particular design, but for now let's just make it rendered to bring the idea that I have in mind. The letters can also be like wooden or stone, so I don't know. I like the metal idea because it looks more exciting. That's why they always use it. You never see like a huge title like Lord of the Rings and it would be like of stone or wood. Yeah, it's always kind of shiny, right? If you would see like Lord of the Rings title and it would be of stone, you would be like, what? Stone? Get out of here, I'm not paying money for this. Oh right, these things will be the precious stones of some sort. But for now, let's make them metal. It doesn't take a lot of work, and it would be one of the versions, I guess. Why not? So I'm adding this middle line, like the edge of the metal, and I make it look very uneven, like somewhere it has these uneven areas, to make it look like it was sharpened by hand. I mean, sharpened by hand doesn't mean it should be so horrible. I make it look like it was sharpened by hand by me. Okay, let's work with the brighter color, adding basic light from the top, but then there will be like a sharp speck from the very top, and it's gonna be awesome. Let's actually squish the brush a lot. It will be easier to put details for such a sharp material like metal. Okay, kinda looks cool so far. Oh yes, on a dark background it's really cool. A lot deeper feeling. Okay, let's add higher contrast, like darker dark and brighter highlights. Let's start with brighter highlights. So I'm only adding these where the shape is facing completely upwards, not neglecting the very tiny areas, like this one. Wow, it's turning out so cool. Awesome. I don't think I ever rendered letters like this in this kind of style. Pretty rich color. I love how rendering is so rewarding if you follow a solid logic of how materials and lights are supposed to work, and never break the rule, even when it feels like it would be more beautiful if I would add something where it shouldn't be. When you don't add it and keep it as it is, you will be rewarded because it's gonna look really correct and more impressive because of that. Okay, this looks good. Now let's add a little bit of a rim light from the bottom to increase the visibility of the silhouette. I'm so into it. It's been a while since I rendered something, like, decently. Okay now, so this is it. We're not gonna be rendering the whole thing right now, of course, because we don't even know if Kevin's okay with the font and everything, like I didn't ask at all. But I just wanted to show what I'm going for with the shades, with these silhouettes. Like I want to render them into something like this. So we'll show him this and see what he says. And you, Franz, tell me what you think about the letters, the whole logo, and a bunch of versions we had before. This is the main other version where the Outlandish Curiosity is straight. And now this. So yeah, leave your comments in the comments section below. And I thank you for watching if you did. I guess you did if you're here. Leave a like and subscribe. Tell a friend. Only go to bed when it's bright outside. Do whatever you want. And I will see you in the next one. Bye! It's such a weird feeling when you're recording the commentary and then you notice that all that wasn't recorded and you realize you've been talking to a wall for half an hour. And now I have this anxious feeling like, what if right now it happens again? Kind of kills my YouTube boner, you know? You see that thing? That's the sunlight. It's morning. Time to go to school. Or work. Or friends.